The Houston Texans make another under-the-radar move as we prepare for the big times, right? The big free agents can be signed here starting tomorrow, start that legal tampering, and then can start to sign players. But before that, they signed some of their own internal guys, really smart. Plus, in this video, we're going to take a look at they're in play for one of the biggest free agents left out there. After a couple defensive tackles were taken, this is the best defensive tackle still out there. We're going to get to that. The only reason I know that is because the other team that's going for him is the Detroit Lions. It's the Lions and the Texans is kind of what people are saying is going to be down to the wire for Christian Wilkins, the defensive tackle out of Miami. We'll get to that as well. If you're new to the channel, we are Detroit Lions fans, but we have this channel all about teams that just don't get the love nationally like they should, kind of under the radar teams. Houston Texans being one of those teams. We're not going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys on this channel. Don't you worry. Okay, let's take a look at some of the moves. There's a couple moves that I like, and then there's the under the radar move. So defensive tackle Khalil Davis and cornerback special teamer Chris Boyd. So Davis, 27, played in 15 games and started one during his first season with Houston. Now he's been with a couple different teams. You can see them there. Here's what I like about this. It's a backup defensive tackle. So is that a big deal? Not really, but it kind of is because defensive tackles are hard to come by. They're super important. And so to have your reserve defensive tackle taken care of is really nice. You take a look at the Lions. Lions have one defensive tackle, then they've got about like 3 or 4 just not even going to play defensive tackles. So my point in that and saying, don't take for granted your backup defensive tackle. And it says it right here is like he figures to play a key role as a reserve player for the Texans as they organize their defensive line for 2024. Absolutely. So there's move number one. Second move, Boyd. This is a special teamer, corner. He didn't see a snap in the regular season until week 16. Then he played in a bunch of special teams, 16 and 17. He saw a couple more snaps. But here's the deal about him. He is, and again, it's not like I know a lot about this guy, but I'm just kind of comparing him to other, like when you look at the Lions, like when I look at the team that I follow and you follow that like 4th string corner, can they be able to be productive when they get out there? If they get the chance, right? We're not counting on you, but if we need you, can you just play corner the right way? And in the meantime, can you play special teams good? So yes, that is what this guy's done. He's been around the league since 2019. Perfect. Davis and Boyd, the most recent internal free agents that Caserio has signed. Here's the one that I like, though. When I say that they make another under-the-radar move, it's Murray, veteran safety. So he's 29 years old. He's bounced around a little bit. He started in the NFL as a 4th-round rookie out of Minnesota for the Chiefs. He was able to earn 11 starts in the first 3 seasons of his rookie contract, but then found himself traded straight up for another player in the final year of his rookie deal. He started 4 of 9 games played for the Browns before going to free agency. Houston was the team that he signed with. Now, he slowly went out of the starting role, got injured, and so it's like, okay, what are we doing here? But here's what you've got. You've got Petrie and Jimmy Ward set to return as safety, but Murray can serve as the 3rd safety or emergency starter in case of injury. It's the NFL. Petrie or Ward is going to get injured at some point. They're going to need a safety, and the secondary is just so vital now. It always has been, but I mean, you go back into the 70s with the Chargers doing Air Coryell stuff, right? Like that was the first time that like, all right, we're going to throw the ball. And it was mind blowing that they're going to throw the ball and go vertical. And then the West Coast offense, we take it for granted that we throw the ball now. We spread you out. We're motioning. It's vertical stuff. So offensively, we want that. We want that. You guys want CJ Stroud. Let's go. But you've take it on the other side. Defensively, we have to be able to just hold up, be deeper than we ever have been in the past on the back end. So that pickup for that safety, that's a 3rd string safety that you don't really think about much, that's coming off an injury. You've kind of forgotten about him, written him off. There's your 3rd string safety that you don't have to worry about that in free agency or the draft. I love that. Okay, next one. Here's the Christian Wilkins. This is the big fish that the Texans are like, let's do this. Per ESPN and Graziano, he expects the Lions and the Texans to potentially be contending to land Dolphins defensive tackle Christian Wilkins. Chris Jones signed a big deal. The Ravens defensive tackle, big deal, $100 million. So that leaves Wilkins as the best available free agent defensive tackle. And by the way, this article comes from a Detroit article. So the Detroit article is even acknowledging, yeah, the Texans are in play on this. He's 28 years old, but had 9 sacks last year, 61 pressures, ninth most among defensive tackles, dominant run defender as well. He's had a grade of 69 or higher in 4 straight seasons. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, 20, 21, 22, and 23. So even this last year was kind of his worst run grade, and he was still 17th. So he's still in the top half of defensive tackles. So what does that look like? So if you look at it, USA Today put out top free agents going into this, just power ranking basically. And it's Saquon Barkley, Justin Simmons, Kirk Cousins, and Christian Wilkins right there. He's the big fish that you have to wonder as a Texans fan, are we going to spend big in that first round of free agency? You guys all know how it works. The big spenders, the big dogs go off the board in the first week of free agency. And we kind of forget that free agency is like a month long, but it's that first, who's going to get those big guys? So will the Texans go that route? It feels like, if I'm a Texans fan, let's go. Give me some. We have a window here. Give me somebody that's going to be great on the defensive side of the ball. Give me a playmaker offensively. Let's go pull the trigger on some big contracts. Why not? Because CJ Stroud is in his rookie deal. He's going to get paid $50 million a year here coming up very soon. Right now, he makes, someone put in the comments, I said he makes 15 million. He only makes like 9. Makes $9 million. So valuable to have found your franchise quarterback in the draft, because now you've got 4 years, $9 million a year before you have to pay him. Let's go. Let's make a little run. And I know you're never one player away, but defensive tackle, defensive end, corner, those are the prime spots that I don't have any problem with what you spend. You got to have them. You got to be good there. And if you are, what a difference it makes. And you have CJ Stroud, so let's make it happen. So again, Texans making smart moves. Now, will they make the big move? We'll find out. If you're new to the channel, again, welcome. Please subscribe. We want to get 20,000 just to really legitimize us. As if you've been following along for a while, we're Detroit Lions fans, but we just like the Texans. Like what they're doing, like the franchise, like the direction. So make sure you subscribe, and we'll see all of you on the next one.